This story is generated and narrated by AI. If you notice any glitches in the voice, feel free to leave a comment. Your feedback helps improve future videos. You work the night shift at a quiet hospital. The halls are silent, the patients are asleep, and every hour ticks by slower than the last. Until one night, you see a door to a third floor that shouldn't exist, and when you open it, you begin to realize maybe you were never meant to leave this place. My name is Caleb Marin. I took the job at Silver Pine Memorial because I needed quiet. After 3 deployments and 1 bad discharge, quiet had become my definition of safety. No orders, no gunfire, no unexpected alarms, just long, empty corridors, fluorescent lights humming above, and a building that was supposed to sleep, but never really did. The hospital stood at the edge of a dying town. One of those concrete structures with square windows and no personality. 3 wings, 2 stories, 1 basement. At least that's what I was told. I started 2 weeks ago. Night shift security, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. 5 days a week, and only 2 real responsibilities. 1. Patrol the building every 2 hours. 2. Monitor the security feeds in between. That's it. No weapons, just a flashlight, a busted walkie, and a sense of time that quickly began to stretch. The first few nights were uneventful. Some nurses chatting near the coffee machines, the occasional patient wandering too far before a nurse gently guided them back. I liked the solitude. Even the cameras offered comfort. 12 angles across 2 floors, hallways, stairwells, entrances, labeled cleanly, Cam 01 through Cam 12. I memorized them all, because routine is important when you're trying not to think. But something changed on my 6th night. It was exactly 2:16 a.m. when I saw it. Cam 13. A 13th feed, suddenly showing up on the left monitor. No label, just static. Then a brief image, a hallway I didn't recognize. I stared for a full minute. The hallway was long, white walls, pale floor tiles, and doors on each side. But the lighting was different, not hospital white, more like amber, like it came from old bulbs. The camera angle was fixed at the far end, looking straight down. And it was perfectly still, no movement, no flickering, not even dust. I reached for the map behind my chair, cross-referenced every angle, every corridor. There was no hallway like that in the building. I chalked it up to a glitch, digital noise, maybe a misrouted signal from an old internal channel. I went back to my rounds. But the next night, it was still there. Cam 13, same hallway. This time, something was different. At exactly 3:33 a.m., the far end of the hallway darkened. Not a flicker, more like a slow fade, as if a shadow were spilling across the floor from around the corner. I leaned forward, watching closely. Nothing moved, but I swear the shadow crept forward by half an inch. Then the screen flicked back to static. I didn't sleep when I got home. I pulled out the building's blueprints, old copies the hospital had given me in the training package, 2 floors above ground, 1 basement level, all clearly marked, no missing sections, no hidden corridors, no 3rd floor. Night 8, that's when I asked Sandra. She was the only one I talked to on shift, a nurse in her 50s, all sarcasm and worn shoes. She'd worked there for 15 years and claimed to have seen everything, including a man in a patient gown walking upside down on the ceiling once. I caught her during her smoke break by the loading dock. "Hey Sandra, was there ever a 3rd floor here?" She paused mid-puff, didn't smile, didn't scoff, just stared at me. "Who told you that?" she asked quietly. "No one, just curious." I saw something on the feeds. Cam 13. Her face strained. "There's no Cam 13. Caleb." She flicked her cigarette away, Her voice dropped a little. "Whatever you think you saw, don't look again. And if you hear the stairs creak behind you, don't turn around. Just keep walking." She walked back inside before I could ask anything else. I didn't know what to make of it. A joke, a warning, a nervous breakdown in progress. But I couldn't stop thinking about that hallway, that unnatural stillness, and the shadow that had no source. Night 10, 3:30 a.m. I was doing my usual floor check, walking the east wing of the second floor. That's when I heard the sound. Soft, subtle, with onward pressure, creaking. But there were no wooden stairs in the building, only concrete, with steel edges. I stood still. The sound came again, from behind me, creak, like someone stepping carefully on old timber. I turned around slowly and saw them. Stairs. A narrow stairwell where there was only supposed to be a wall, lit by dim, yellow bulbs. Going up, 3, maybe 4 steps visible before turning out of view. There was no access panel, no emergency signage, no camera above, and most importantly, this section of the wall had been flat concrete just 30 minutes earlier. I took one step closer. The air grew colder, not freezing, but tight, like it didn't want to move. My radio crackled, loud, sharp, like it had been slapped. Then came the voice, soft, male, unfamiliar. "Don't," it whispered, just that one word, then static. I stood at the base of the stairs for another 10 seconds, then turned away and walked back toward the west wing. I didn't run, but I moved faster than I ever had in that building. Back in the control room, Cam 13 was gone. Only 12 feeds, all normal. I didn't see the hallway again that night, but something had shifted, because the next morning, when I went to grab my things, I found an envelope tucked beneath my locker door. No name. Just a single photo inside, a still frame, from Kim 13, same hallway, and at the far end, a silhouette. I didn't report the photo, didn't even tell Sandra, because some part of me knew what she would say. Burn it, pretend it never showed up, but I couldn't do that, because I recognized the silhouette. It was me, not a reflection, not a look-alike, but the shape, the slouch, the slight lean of the shoulders. It was how I looked walking patrol, right down to the ID badge barely visible in the frame. I stared at it until my vision blurred. Then I folded the photo in half and shoved it in my wallet. I spent the next day researching. I didn't know what I was looking for: urban legends, ghost stories, old architectural records. But Silver Pine Memorial wasn't famous. There were no YouTube deep dives or Reddit threads about haunted floors, just one old article from the local paper, buried deep in their archive. Hospital expands after storm damage. Renovation canceled on unstable wing. Dated August 1978. It mentioned structural issues in the north stairwell. Repairs were attempted. Third floor expansion was under review, then abandoned. No official plans, no photographs, but that was enough for me. There had been a third floor, or the beginnings of one, and maybe it had never been completed, or maybe it had never really gone away. Night 11. I arrived early, checked every stairwell, all clean, no hidden doors, until I reached the east wing again, the place I'd seen the phantom stairs 2 nights ago. Same hallway, concrete wall, no trace of the stairwell, but the air was colder here again. When I returned to the security room, I checked the feeds, 12 cameras. Then, right as I sat down, cam 13 flickered back on, but it didn't show the hallway this time. It showed a room. No number on the door, just peeling green paint and walls stained like something had leaked from above. There was a bed in the center, metal frame, no mattress, an old, wheeled medical tray against the back wall, and in the middle of the room, standing perfectly still, was a figure. Tall, thin, unnaturally thin. Its back was to the camera, but its proportions weren't right. Its neck was too long, its arms too low, like it had been stretched, and it wasn't breathing. No movement, not even a twitch. Then, the feed cut. I stared at the now blank screen for what felt like hours. I didn't do my next round. I just sat there, hand hovering over the walkie, wondering what I'd say if I used it. Hi. There's something standing in a non-existent room on a phantom floor. Can we send someone up to scream with me? At 4:22 a.m., I finally got up, went back to the east wing, and found the stairwell again. Just like before, hidden in plain sight. 4 wooden steps, each warped with time. This time, I climbed them. The air got heavier with each step, and by the time I turned the corner, my breath felt like it was being stolen. At the top was a hallway. The same hallway from Camp 13. Exactly the same. Amber lights buzzing overhead. Peeling wallpaper. Closed doors with tarnished brass knobs. I stood frozen. Every instinct in me screamed to turn back, but I had to know. I walked 5 steps forward. The floor creaked beneath me, soft, as if water had seeped in long ago. The third door on the left was slightly ajar, and something moved behind it. Just a flicker of motion, like someone stepping back into the shadows. My mouth went dry. I didn't say a word, just backed away. Then I heard the voice again, from the walkie clip to my belt. It wasn't mine. Caleb, you shouldn't be here. It was Sandra, but her voice didn't sound like it did before. It was distant, filtered, like it was coming from underwater, then silence. I turned and ran back down the stairs. Didn't stop until I was back in the security room. Camp 13 was gone again. At sunrise, I found Sandra in the parking lot. I told her everything. She didn't laugh. She didn't question me. She just looked sad. I told you not to go up there, but now that you have, it's going to follow you. Not all at once, not like in a movie. She looked over her shoulder, as if checking to make sure no one was listening. You'll feel it at first, the distortion. Like time doesn't sit right anymore. Then you'll start forgetting things, little things, like why you walked into a room, or who you just spoke to, and then, one night, you'll walk back up those stairs without meaning to, and you won't. Come down. She handed me a lighter. Burn the photo, tonight, and don't sleep in your own home. They know where that is now. I didn't go home. I sat in the parking lot of a gas station until my next shift. The photo was still in my wallet, and I hadn't burned it because I needed to see what would happen next. I tried not to go in that night, drove around for an hour, parked behind a closed diner, watched a raccoon climb into a trash bin and vanish like it was slipping between dimensions. But at 11:53 p.m., I found myself walking back into Silver Pine Memorial, badge scanned, boots echoing down that dead hallway, same as always. Except, it wasn't the same. The vending machine by the main lobby was gone. Not broken, not moved, just gone. I stared at the empty space like it could answer me, then checked the security footage. The feed skipped from 7:02 p.m. to 1:15 a.m. 6 full hours gone. But here's the thing. On the footage, you can see me just standing there, in the hallway, staring at nothing, for 5 minutes straight. Then I walk out of frame, but I don't remember any of that. I asked Sandra about it the next day, told her the feeds were glitching, that we might have a virus in the system. She smiled, softly, too softly. Then she said something that turned my stomach. That's how it starts, little deletions. Memory doesn't vanish all at once. It rots." She said it like she was reciting from a book. I took the rest of the night off, told myself I needed sleep, normal sleep. But when I got home, there were 3 voicemails on my landline. I haven't used the landline in years. Hell, I forgot I even had it. Each message was the same, static, then my own voice, whispering, "I'm still here, on the 3rd floor." I unplugged the phone and threw it in a drawer. By night 14, things had escalated. My fridge was filled with things I don't remember buying. Pickled eggs, raw liver, a jar of something pale floating in yellow fluid. The milk expired 2 years ago, but the date said next week. And worse, I started waking up with bruises, not small ones, large, black marks, like fingers had gripped me hard in my sleep, or like I'd fallen from a great height. I tried texting Sandra again. No response. When I went to her office at the start of shift, the door was open, lights off, just a smell in the air, like iron and mildew. And on her desk was another photo. Not of me this time, but of her, Sandra, sitting in the same room I'd seen on Kim 13, staring straight ahead. Her eyes were open, but unfocused, and behind her, in the shadows, a shape, tall, thin, the same impossible posture. It was getting closer. I burned the photo in the break room sink. It smelled like burnt hair and bleach. The power flickered when I did. The hallway lights blinked twice, then buzzed back to life. The camera feeds reset. All 12 went black for exactly 13 seconds. Then Cam 13 reappeared. But this time, it wasn't the hallway or the room. It was me, sleeping at my desk, except I wasn't asleep. Because I was still standing right there, watching the screen, staring at myself, and the me on camera slowly turned and looked into the lens. Then smiled. I shut down the monitor, pulled the main breaker, left the hospital in total darkness, ran to my car, and when I got in, the passenger seat was wet. Not just damp, soaked, and it smelled like the 3rd floor. But I drove anyway, didn't stop until I reached the edge of town, slept in the car that night, engine off, doors locked, but I woke up at 3:33 a.m. with the driver's side door wide open. And my boots were muddy, even though I hadn't left the car. I didn't go in the next night, didn't go anywhere. I sat in my kitchen, lights off, staring at the microwave clock blink 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, even though I hadn't lost power. Every digital device in my house reset itself at midnight. My phone, my watch, even the thermostat, all of them blinked the same hour. All of them refused to change. I thought, maybe time had stopped. But when I looked in the mirror, I had 3 days worth of beard. I started keeping a notebook, dates, times, dreams, a record, in case things disappeared again. But every morning, the ink was smeared, the pages warped like they'd been underwater, and the dates weren't mine. The notebook said I'd been working at Silver Pine since 1997. I was born in 1992. On night 16, I went back, not because I wanted to, but because I felt drawn, like something had been left open and needed to be shut. Sandra was waiting in the control room, only she wasn't the same. Her eyes were glassy, unfocused. She sat rigid in the chair, hands folded in her lap, smiling faintly. I called her name. Nothing. I stepped closer. Her lips moved, not speaking, twitching, like she was mimicking a conversation in reverse. There was a fresh bruise on her neck, long, thin, like something had gripped her jaw from behind. I reached out to touch her shoulder, and her skin felt ice cold. That's when she turned to me, slow, mechanical, and whispered, "You've been watched longer than you remember." Her voice wasn't her voice. It was too flat, too hollow, like someone impersonating her. I took a step back, and the lights went out. Emergency backup kicked in, red floodlights casting long shadows on every wall. The monitors flickered. Every camera feed showed the same thing, that room again, not just on Kim 13, but all 12. 12 identical angles of a room that doesn't exist, each one slightly out of sync, as if showing the same moment from 12 different points in time, and in every frame, a tall figure in the corner, closer than before. Sandra stood. She moved like a puppet, joints stiff, head tilting too far to the side. She walked to the monitor bank and placed both hands on the glass. Her fingers left smears, not of sweat, but ash. She turned to me again, smiling. "Do you remember the rule?" I stared at her. What rule? Her mouth opened wide, wider than humanly possible, and she said it again, in my own voice this time. "Don't look directly at it." I don't remember what happened next, only that I woke up in the ambulance bay, face against the wet concrete. The sky was still dark. My shift hadn't even started yet. I checked the time, 11:42 p.m. the same minute I first saw Kim 13. I went back inside. The halls were quiet, too quiet. Even the buzz of fluorescent lights was gone. I called out. No answer. Checked the control room. No Sandra. No monitors. The whole station was gone. Just a black wall where it used to be. Not damaged. Not removed. Like it had never existed. I took the stairs, not sure why. Maybe I thought I could find something that would break the loop, that would snap me out of this. I reached the third floor landing, and the door was open. There was no badge reader, no sign, just the scent again, copper and mildew. Inside, the hallway stretched too long, longer than it should have been. Ceiling lower, lights dimmer. The floor felt soft under my boots, almost spongy, and the walls pulsed slightly, like they were breathing. I passed 5 rooms, each one numbered wrong. Room 301, Room 314, Room 308B, Room 312 and a half. The last one simply said, "Waiting." I opened it and found a mirror. Not a real one, just a square of reflective black glass, but it showed me, standing alone, behind me, nothing. Until I blinked, then something was behind me, tall, angular, like a coat rack made of bone, but when I turned, nothing was there. When I looked back at the mirror, it was closer. That's when I ran. Didn't care about answers anymore. Didn't care about Sandra, or the cameras, or the photos. I just ran. But the stairwell was gone. There was only another hallway, and another door, this one marked, "Your shift isn't over." I don't know how long I ran, down halls that bent at the wrong angles, past doors that opened into themselves. Every corner smelled like memory, like rain on pavement, like printer ink, like my mother's perfume. I passed a nurse's station covered in vines, not real ones. They were made of hair, tangled, gray, growing out of the tile like roots. A broken intercom buzzed from somewhere above me, repeating the same phrase over and over. "We see you. We see you." We see you. I found an exit door eventually, or what I thought was one. It had the green Running Man icon, the universal sign. I pushed through and found myself back in the lobby, only everything was mirrored. The reception desk was on the wrong side. The vending machines were all facing the wall. The clocks ticked backward. And outside the glass doors, there was no parking lot, just an endless field of hospital beds, each one occupied, each one covered with a sheet. I pressed my forehead against the glass and saw myself, but older, much older, in scrubs, staring back with hollow eyes. When I blinked, he mouthed something to me. You never left. The lights flickered. The Mirror World lobby was gone. I was in the basement, storage room before, the one we never used. Only now, it was full of TVs, dozens of them, stacked like towers, humming softly, all playing the same loop. Me, walking into room 313, over and over and over again. Except I never remembered doing it. I backed away and knocked over a cart. The TVs all glitched at once. And then, one by one, they began to show different things. Sandra's face, mouth wide open, screaming silently. A hand, dragging a chair across the floor, a ceiling fan made of teeth. A hallway filled with water, me, floating inside it, eyes open, unmoving. The screen closest to me flickered and showed a form, the tall shape I'd seen before, but clearer now. Its limbs were jointless, like ropes, its head featureless, except for a mouth that stretched sideways, and as I stared, it turned toward me. The TV cracked, then the next, each one exploding into static and sparks as the thing moved closer on screen. I screamed and turned to run. Only the door was gone. Just drywall, and scribbled across it in dried blood, you clocked in. You belong now. I don't know how I escaped. I woke up in my bed, phone at 2%, 17 missed calls from the hospital. But when I tried to call back, there was no such number. I went to HR the next day, told them I was quitting. They looked confused, told me I wasn't in the system. I asked them about Sandra. They said she died 3 years ago. Wrong Sandra, I said, showed them a photo I took on my phone, but the image was gone, just a black square. That night, the hospital emailed me a final payslip, one-line item, under deductions, mimetic containment violation balance, your name. I don't remember applying for this job. I don't remember the interview, just that one day. I was working nights at Silver Pine. And now, even though I've quit, I still get the calls. Voicemails, full of static, saying things like, patient requires observation, or you forgot to log out. And some nights, when I wake up, I'm back in the stairwell, at the 3rd floor door. And it's always open. If this story kept you watching till the end, you already know you're one of us now. Hit that subscribe button and like the video to support more stories like this. And remember, just because your shift ends doesn't mean it's really over.